I'm going to be making some Jammie Dodgers. First of all, I'll start with the biscuit. You need to make 2 of them. So you do a magic circle, chain 3 for height, 14 trebles, chain 3 for height, 28 trebles, and then you chain 1 and 42 double crochets. Very, very, very quick to make these. Okay, so magic circle, lots of tutorials on YouTube if you've never made one before. Chain 3 for height. Now this first chain 3 for height does not count as a treble, and then you make 14 trebles into the circle. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, last one, 14. Once you've done those, you pull it tight. Don't worry, you won't break it. See, nice and closed. And then you join it up, not to the top chain, but to the first of the 14 trebles. Remember, the free chain does not count as a treble. So join it up to the top of the first treble on there with a slip stitch, and you're ready for round 2. Round 2, you chain 3, and you're going to do 28 trebles. So if you had 14 on the first row, on the first round, now you have 28. That means you do 2 trebles into each of the previous treble. So again, you going back onto that same first treble and you put 2 in there. So that's 1, 2. Then the next 2 you make them on your next treble. Oops. Sorry, I just need to pull out more yarn. Okay. So that's the next 1, 2. So now you have your chain, your free chain, then you have 2, 4, and you just carry on like that. So that's 5, 6, on to the next one, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. Join to the top of the first treble with a slip stitch. So that's 2 rounds complete. I just need to pull a little bit more yarn. Okay, now the third and final round, you do chain 1 and then you do 42 double crochets. And to make 42, you've got 28, so to make 42, that means you do 1 and then 2 in the next, 1, 2 in the next, 1, 2 in the next. So here we go. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42. So 1 crochet into the treble on the row below, and then 2 crochets on the next treble on the row below, then 1 crochet, then 2 crochet, and you carry on that way. When you get to the end, just pull the yarn through, and then you can just secure your yarn from the beginning on the back. It doesn't really matter how tidy you secure it, as long as the end is in there. You're not going to see it because it will be hidden inside the biscuit. So this is the biscuit, and you will need to make 2 of these. You work another one exactly the same, except for the other one you can tie in both ends. So you'll have 2 like this. After you make the biscuit, you will need to make 1 heart, and that's pretty straightforward. You use a magic circle, you chain 2, you do 4 half trebles, 1 treble, 4 half trebles, and you chain 2. So here we go. So magic circle, chain 2, 1, 2, and then you make 4 half trebles. Half treble is when you do a yarn over, pull a yarn through, and then you just go through all those 3. That's a half treble. So you make 4 of those. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4. All of these go inside the loop for your magic ring. Then you make a treble. These will be the bottom of your heart, and then you do another 4 half trebles. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 chains, and I like to pull it almost tight to the end. Go through, and you just do a slip stitch. Leave a little tail, cut the yarn, pull through, and then pull it through to the back. Now remember, your smaller yarn is the yarn that you need to pull for your magic ring to tighten up. So you just pull through there, and there you have it, a nice cute little heart. So then you just tie up the little end, I like to just do two or three little pulls. That'll just keep that from falling apart. And then if you thread your needle with a long bit of yarn, and I like to do this on the biscuit that's got the long tail, and I like to put that at the bottom just as a sort of imaginary sort of where the heart's going to lie. I put my needle through the middle so that it comes bang on centre, and then I do the same to the heart. And that is just, I just find that useful to line it up. And then I line it all up so that it's pointing down. Again, this does not really matter because, I mean, your heart could go anywhere. It's a circle and with a heart on it. I don't know why, I just like lining it up that way. You could always put the needle through the top, but I like to centre it. Once you've centred it, hold it tightly with your fingers and start sewing. And I tend to just go backwards and forwards along the top chain on each stitch on the heart. I know they're not chain stitches, they just leave like what looks like a chain stitch on top when you finished making it. Not sure if you saw the way I sewed the top bit, but I like to, as I put the stitches on these chains at the top, I like to move them so that they create that little gap that you can see up there. So you can see like the top of the heart and the bottom of the heart, and then you can just tie that bit in on the underside of the biscuit. The last thing that's left to do is to sew your biscuit up together. Again, I like to do the same. If you look, you can see where you've got the chains. You can see there, that's the chains. So again, I line that up. I've lost it now. There it is. So I line that up so it's facing me, and then as I put it through, there we go. Yep, straight through, middle to middle. And I just go along, again little stitches going through one of these chains at a time. So the reason I like putting my heart on the biscuit that has the long tail to sew up is because I tend to, it's just the way I sew it up, I tend to like having the biscuit with a long tail at the top, and then I find that if that's the top, I can see as I'm sewing, I can see straight away whether or not I'm getting a nice neat edge. You will get the same nice neat edge on the other side, but without going backwards and forwards like this every time, you're not going to see it as easily. So I just prefer to do it this way. And again, this doesn't take very long to sew up at all. When I first started making this, I was making an extra round, an extra circle in sort of like a creamier white, which was the cream that went inside. But after buying some, I discovered that there wasn't a layer of cream inside. It was just the jam that was inside. I don't know, for some reason it did look slightly nicer with the cream, but it wasn't correct, not when you compared it to the biscuits that you buy in the supermarket. So I don't make the cream anymore, I just have the biscuits with the jam heart. I've also seen some, I can't remember what they're called now, that instead of having a heart, they have a circle. I just find the heart doesn't take that long compared to a circle. Takes about as long really, and I think it just looks slightly nicer. And that's it. Once you've gone around, just hide that end somewhere inside the biscuit and cut it, and there you have it. Jammie Dodger's biscuit and the heart. Thank you for watching.